Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. And welcome to another market open. So we are about to start or kick off this new week. And will this be the week where the market continues, or I should say bounces up and starts that violent rally many have been talking about? And when I say many, I really mean just one person, Tom Lee. But let's take a look at what's going on right before market open. And let's look at what's going on with Bitcoin, what's crypto, with stocks, and with what's going on this morning. Welcome. In case some of you guys, are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, article, and guides at CryptosRUs.com. And for you regulars out there that are new to this market open stream, well, yes, I plan on doing this from now on, right before market opens, because I do believe there's a lot of interesting things to talk about right when the U.S. markets opens, and how there's a lot of correlation right now between the markets and crypto. So I think it's very important to kind of pay attention to both. Welcome again. So looking at right now, we got about 9 minutes before the markets open, and you can see that the futures for Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ all slight green. That's good. No major movement yet. And I was looking at last night, I was talking about Asia, specifically China, who, they're back from their Chinese New Year holiday. And the Shanghai market is up about 2%. So overall, that's pretty good. And it does seem like a lot of people in China started buying, because that was right when Bitcoin shot up to close to 43,000, and it's still on its way up. But if you look at that, China was up. You look at Europe, Europe is mostly up, slightly though. Yeah, slightly. So let's see what happens to the U.S. market. Obviously, there's one big event coming, so I'm going to have to talk about that. But that could definitely cause a huge market bounce this week. So right now, before market open, looking at Bitcoin, 42,943. Basically, Bitcoin wants to crack this 43. Okay, that's what we want to see. Bitcoin took a stair step down, over the last few months, but it could definitely do a stair step back up just as quickly, especially with the shorts being liquidated right now. There's a lot of small short squeezes, but those small ones could turn into large, big, huge short squeezes, and could definitely drive Bitcoin back up in the same manner. So this could be the week for that. We already started, but can we see more of that? Of course. You look at Ethereum. Ethereum obviously is bouncing. NASDAQ. Let's see what happens when it opens up. Here's Tesla, and I do have something important to show about Tesla. Tesla right now is still obviously down from its peak, right? But it's starting to recover, kind of like Bitcoin. And there's something important to share about Tesla. I'll get to that in a little bit. What else is there? Well, the big thing that will be the driver for this week. Good morning, everyone. If you didn't know, I have mentioned this a lot already, is CPI numbers. Okay, it's going to measure inflation, the U.S. inflation rate, and it's anticipated to go up to about 7.3%. Even though MarketWatch, their calendar is listing is 7.2. No, most are projecting that CPI goes out to 7.3%, which means it's actually tapering off, because the jump before from the previous month was much higher than just a little, 0.3%. So we will see. That will be a huge driver of this week, even though that's coming Thursday. So Thursday and Friday, buckle up, because there will be volatility. That's for sure. Either in a positive manner or a negative manner. Because if inflation comes out to be higher than 7.3%, it's going to cause a market dump. If it comes at or below, I think we're going to get a market rally, right? And I think there's a good chance it could be at or below, but who knows? So that is coming. We got 3 more days before that comes, and we'll see what happens. obviously the reason why, if you don't understand why it will cause the market to go up or down, is because all traders from Wall Street is trying to anticipate what Fed Chair Powell is going to do come March, right? Very first rate hike. Is it going to be 50 basis points or 25 basis points, right? Obviously, the higher the inflation, the more hawkish he has to be, which means he has to raise rates higher. And how many times this year? Is it 5 times? Is it 6 times now? I thought it was 4, but now people are projecting maybe like 6 times this year, right? So this obviously has effect on the market. For the most part, you know, the market has been priced in already by Wall Street. But, you know, unexpected things happen. But it could also help, because if the market already priced in very high inflation rate and sold off accordingly, well, if it comes out to be less, well, that's good then, because Powell could be more dovish, right? And you know what? If you're looking at, say, the ECB across the sea, well, they said they're not going to change rates no matter what. Even though inflation is at record high, they're just not doing it. They said they're not even going to do it for 2023. At least that's the current stance right now, right? In 2024, they may think about it, but the ECB is not touching it. But the U.S. is. U.S. is going to increase rates. That is a certainty. So let's see what happens after jobs report. All right. So what's going on with crypto real quick? Nothing but green. Nothing but green today. So this is what we want to see, right? We're finally getting some green across the board, green right now. And it's a start. It's a start. Obviously, Bitcoin's not back up to 69,000. Ethereum's not back up to 4,800, right? But this is why I tell you guys, we will get through it. We always do. There's always scary times. There's volatility, right? Right now, unfortunately, the markets, you know, is having a correlation with the crypto markets, right? But we'll break through this. We'll break through this eventually. Too bad a lot of the traders are treating Bitcoin and Ethereum and several others as tech stocks, but they're not. Well, Ethereum is more closer to tech stock than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not a tech stock, but a lot of them are. They will come to their senses eventually. That's why there's a major correlation right now. However, the turning point last week, okay, was when NASDAQ was getting crushed and Bitcoin did not get crushed. That was kind of the turning point, and I kind of mentioned that because I remember that day, man, Facebook, their earnings, NASDAQ was horrible. Bitcoin didn't move. In fact, it started turning in green. So that's how you could tell that this correlation may have halted or briefly halted because the selling has just stopped. And MicroStrategy stock has been going up through the moon too. Ever since then, it's been going up to the moon. So we got 2 more minutes until open bell. I'm just gonna bring up MicroStrategy here. What is that? What is MicroStrategy? I forgot. MSTR, I think. Yeah, let's do this. Let's bring it up. MicroStrategy, obviously, if you zoom out, you know, got destroyed since November, right? But recently, just like Bitcoin, starting to come back up. So for those of you guys that's holding MicroStrategy stock, you know, it could be moving in the same direction as Bitcoin. It makes sense because of how much Bitcoins they hold. All right, what else is going on this morning? Well, a couple of tech things, a couple of earnings reports. For those of you guys that are Peloton holder, well, Peloton bikes are great. We have one too. It just depends on if you actually use it. But the stock has not been good. It has been crushed for actually I was looking at a chart. It's been crushed since January of 2021. So it's been crushed for over a year, not just since November. They've just been absolutely crushed. They're down like 70-something% since a year ago. But this right now, they're up about 28% in the aftermarket. And that's because they have gotten so cheap that rumors are Amazon or Nike are going to be buying them out. I don't know why Amazon would be buying Peloton. It makes no sense. Well, I guess anything that Amazon does makes sense because they just have too much money. I mean, I guess that's that's the best way to look at it. Nike, it makes a whole lot of sense because they want to they're in fitness already, right? And they want to compete with other fitness companies. So that makes sense. I don't know about Amazon, but, you know, Peloton is surging this morning. Who's not surging is Ford. Ford just opened negative, you know, about 1%. On Friday, they were down almost 10%. Ford is struggling. Ford is really struggling right now. They had just announced they will suspend or cut production at 8 of their North American factories due to the global semiconductor shortage. Okay, so what does this mean? If you're trying to buy a brand new Bronco, you're trying to buy a brand new Raptor, you're trying to buy a new Mach-E or new Lightning, right? You better wait. You better wait. It's not going to come anytime soon. And if you do find one at a dealership, it will be marked up to hell. That's what it means. Unfortunately, this chip shortage is still affecting basically every manufacturer. Outside of Tesla, it seems like. It seems like Tesla is not affected, but for Ford, GM, anyone else, Toyota, Honda, they're all affected. So, not good. Not good, because I love cars. You guys know me. I love cars, and, you know, it's just like, if you want to buy a car right now, it's just the absolute worst time to buy a car. If you could pre-order or just order a car and wait 6 months, that's the best, because at least you get an MSRP. But if you're trying to get like a new like Raptor, it's marked up by like $50,000. You want to buy a new Bronco, it's marked up by $30,000. You want to buy anything, it's marked up like, you know, X amount right now. If you're selling a car, it's awesome. But if you're buying a car, it's really not. All right. What else is there? In terms of Bitcoin, the Bitcoin family, I know some of you guys may remember this story. I still vaguely remember it, but this made headlines on CNBC. The Bitcoin family immigrates to Portugal for 0% tax on cryptocurrencies. So that's interesting that Portugal has a 0% capital gains tax. I mean, there's others like Dubai and I believe Puerto Rico. No, Puerto Rico. I think Puerto Rico too. But anyways, they settled in Portugal. In case you don't know, this family believed in Bitcoin so much. I don't know if the family believed it or just the dad. But basically in 2017, early 2017, what they did was sell off all their possessions, their house, their cars, everything. And they bought Bitcoin at $900. And now obviously Bitcoin is at $43,000. So you could do the math, right? That is a big jump. So now they're just traveling the world. They have traveled to 40 different countries within the last 5 years. And finally, they decided it's time to settle down in Portugal. So did they make the right move? Financially, yes. Did they make the right move in terms of just traveling the world? I guess so. I don't even know. I don't know how they did it. Because quite frankly, most of the gains came from a year ago, right? So that means out of the last 5 years, 3 years, they weren't up much at all, right? So like they had to have a lot of struggles over the last 5 years, but they persevered. They're doing just fine. So in case you're in Europe, you want a country that is going to tax zero on Bitcoin and crypto, well, look at Portugal. All right. Yeah, it's still market. Bitcoin down again, 42.8. Just popped to 43. Look at this. MicroStrategy up 5% today. It was up like 13. I remember it was like up 13% on Friday. So MicroStrategy is doing pretty good. Tesla is not moving right now. I do have some Tesla news. And then NASDAQ, barely in the green right now. So speaking of Tesla, I think most of you guys know Tesla still owns and holds Bitcoin. So after the recent filing, it turned out they still have $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. They did at one point in time sell a little bit off. And according to Elon, it's just they wanted to see how liquid it is. They sold off $128 million worth. and they made 100% profit on it basically. But as of right now, they have not sold anything else. Whatever they hold is around $2 billion, and they had to take a impairment loss of 101 million in 2021. So they had to do that. I mean, recently MicroStrategy also had to take it because the accounting rules for Bitcoin just sucks. Okay, right now they will change that, but in case you guys want to know, Tesla still is one of the largest Bitcoin holders among institutions. But in case, let me bring this up if I could. I still have that list here. Here we go. In case you are wondering, MicroStrategy holds like 3 times the amount that Tesla does. That's the thing. MicroStrategy, they hold $5.4 billion, yet the market cap of the company is less than that. And that makes no sense, right? You would figure that a company's worth should be at least worth equal the assets they hold, but that's not the case. So that actually shows you how undervalued MicroStrategy is if you think about it. But then you have others besides Tesla, Galaxy Digital, $700 million, from Mike Novogratz. Voyager holds a ton of Bitcoin, 500 million. They're not going to go anywhere. People are doubting Voyager. They hold $500 million worth of Bitcoin. That's crazy. And then you got Marathon. You have Square. I'm surprised Square, which is now Block, has not bought more Bitcoins, but still significant amount, 344 million. And then Hut, and then Riot, Coinbase themselves. I think this is also fake. Coinbase has so much Bitcoins that they can do OTC transactions and sell to all the big players. They sell billions to the big institutions. So I don't get how they could just report that they only have 4,482 Bitcoins. That is a lie. Coinbase, I bet they have like way more than anyone will ever know. I mean, they got in so early. They have so much Litecoin too, because Charlie Lee, when he used to work at Coinbase, he was mining Litecoin like mad from Coinbase directly. You could see it in the wallet addresses. I mean, the Block Explorer. So they have a ton. I think that's really off. That's really off. But just want to remind you guys real quick. All right. Bitcoin is still hovering around 43. Overall markets, you know what? Is it in green? NASDAQ is in green. S&P barely. And Dow is just, it's basically equal. Like today, right now, it seems like, oh, look at this. Meta threatens to shut down Facebook and Instagram in Europe. What is this about? And who are they threatening? Regulators in Europe are currently drawing up new legislation that would dictate how EU citizens' user data gets transferred across the Atlantic. So basically, regulators in Europe does not like how their citizens' privacy is being transferred to the U.S. So I think that's what it sounds like. And then Meta, which is aka Facebook, is now threatening the regulators. They may shut down Facebook and Instagram. I don't know. To me, it's like that's an empty threat. I don't think they're going to do it. They're going to destroy their bottom line. They're going to destroy their user base. That's to me, that's just stupid. That's an empty threat that they will not do. They would be jumping off a cliff if they did that. And the regulators, they're like, screw you. Like, you go ahead and do it. No one's going to care. So that, I don't know what that's about. Anyways, this just broke out. And Facebook is not doing very well either. Ever since their disastrous 26 or 27% decline, take a look at that. They have not recovered at all. In fact, they kept going down. Ever since then, they have gone down and down and down. I mean, their market cap is 643 billion, but they were at 1 trillion once upon a time. That is enormous amount to be lost within just like a week. And I heard, I don't know how true this is, but I heard that Mark, right after that day, did an open Zoom meeting with the Facebook staff, and he was very red-eyed, teary-eyed. Like it was really upsetting him that they just had gone through that. So I don't know if that's really true or he just had allergies, but it seemed like that did really upset him. So just throwing that out there. Bitcoin is rallying 43.1. That's very good. You know what? It's rallying more than even Ethereum and some of the others right now. So right now, Bitcoin is leading away. Bitcoin dominance is almost back up to 42%. So this did not update. I don't know what is going on with CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap always like delays. CoinGecko is fine. Let's go to CoinGecko. Yeah, it didn't really update yet. But Bitcoin dominance, according to CoinGecko, about a little bit under 40. And then you could see that right now, almost everything is in the green. But last 24 hours, you see Bitcoin is above Ethereum. Binance Coin is doing good. Cardano is back above 120. That's pretty positive. It was just at $1, guys. It was just at $1 not too long ago. Pretty good. XRP continues its ferocious run right now, up 14%. 14%. But it is still around 77. It's still not even anywhere close to $1. Once it breaks $1, that's when it gets interesting. Terra's up. Doge is up. Sheeb is still up 23%. Polygon, very, very, very oversold. I'm glad to see it come up 11%. Phantom, also a very promising L1 that I like, 11%. I mean, today's a good day. VeChain up 8%. Elrond, 11%. It's looking good, guys. It's looking good. Looking real good right now. All right, let's do some quick Q&A here. Portugal is still in the EU. Yep. Can you check GMT again? What do you think? I just did a segment on them recently. So if you want to do some, if you want to earn some passive income through mining, well, look at them. XRP to the moon. There's always a lot of XRP guys that will say XRP is about to pump. It's always like it's about to pump. And today it is. Maybe some of you guys could chime in why it is pumping. Is there some development going on with their lawsuit? I don't know, but Bitcoin is certainly pumping. 43, and if Bitcoin continues on, right? I mentioned about stair step opening, right? You could see it's right here, right at a previous support. Now it turned resistance, but you could see that it's clearly trying to break above. Afterwards, the next one is going to be at 46. So we could see a quick pump past 46 in the near future, as soon as today. We haven't seen a violent Bitcoin rally yet, but that could be around the corner because of the shorts, right? And after breaching 46, now we're coming close to 50, which is right here, which is another support, right? And then afterwards, after 50s, then 60s is really, 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 really near. So this is very positive. Overall, you know what? Another thing that's positive is I mentioned about the decoupling last week when Bitcoin kind of decoupled away from NASDAQ on that horrific day when Facebook fell down, right? So right now, it's also positive that Bitcoin is coming up because obviously traders are looking at where to put their money in, right? There's a lot of traders that sold off enormous amount of tech and everything. And they're like, okay, where should I put my money back in if we do have that violent February rally, right? And they go look at a lot of these and they're like, they're not moving. Am I going to put my money back into Facebook? Probably not. Like, why would I put my money back into Facebook when it is on a crash course right now, okay? And threatening to pull out of Europe. It makes no sense. All this money, this 400 billion, where did it go? It's sitting on the sidelines. And if Bitcoin and crypto continues to rally, well, guess where they go put their money in, right? They go put into crypto. And ultimately, I've been making this argument for a long time is, what is the best hedge against inflation? Is it bonds? Is it, look at the US bonds. I mean, the 10-year note is at 1.93. I mean, is 1.93% over the next 10 years go a hedge against inflation, which is anticipated to go up to 7.3%? No, that's not a hedge against inflation. What about gold and silver and copper, any other precious metal? Over the last 10 years, no, it has not moved, not one bit. So what else can you put your money in? You've got to park it somewhere. An asset that will move faster and appreciate faster than inflation. And that's Bitcoin. That's crypto. That's Bitcoin. So, yeah. I think this is looking pretty good so far. Pretty good so far. The biggest thing we have to watch out for this week is the jobs report. All right? Not jobs report. CPI. CPI, which is coming up on Thursday. So that will be a very, very, very important, date. Wait, what happened here? This removed. Here we go. So the CPI numbers come out on Thursday. So this will be an important thing. I think this will affect the market in a big way. If inflation somehow comes in lower than expected or at expectations, I think it's going to cause a huge, huge market rally. So let's see what happens. All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Let you guys digest the gains right now. All right. It's pretty good. Pretty good overall, right? And this week, we could see that big bounce up. We're already starting it. Can we see more? Yeah. It's on the table. All right, guys. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in a few hours. 11:30 on my channel once again, and I'll have a lot more crypto stuff for you guys, okay? Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.